Let's hope the Cardinals can bounce back tonight here in downtown St. Louis. The Pittsburgh Pirates and the St. Louis Cardinals. The Cardinals at 70 and 58. The Pirates at 57 and 69. Todd Wellemeyer will get the start for St. Louis August 9th at Wrigley Field on a Saturday afternoon. 112 pitches. Then Thursday at Florida, same thing, 112 pitches. Both those games over 100 pitches, and both those games resulted in wins. That's Al Hrabosky. I'm Dan McLaughlin. We welcome you to the broadcast booth, and Todd Wellemeyer has been spectacular as of late, Al.
Really has. Now that his elbow is not bothering him, he's been very effective. He's always had the good fastball, but the slider is back again and his changeup. So he's hitting his pinpoint control, and he's been a real plus of late.
Now let's talk about the offense. The Cardinals couldn't generate much against Ian Snell last night. Albert Pujols was even shut down at one point. In Pujols' second half of seasons, no matter what you talk about with Pujols, it's always good numbers, but in the second half, look at that. After the break, 342. Adam LaRoche on the other side at 300, a four-key matchup. Those two, Pujols and LaRoche.
Well, Pujols is just an exceptional hitter throughout the season. LaRoche gets off to a terrible start, then starts picking it up about in June, and then has a strong second half. So the Pirates have lost a lot of offense, but they still have some sluggers.
All right, when we come back, we'll take a look at a couple of sluggers that are brothers in the Pittsburgh lineup. Adam LaRoche, Andy LaRoche. LaRoche brothers of the Pittsburgh Pirates coming up next here on FSN Midwest. Back in St. Louis, game number 2 between the Cardinals and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Must be a thrill for the LaRoches. Adam and Andy, brothers and now teammates in Pittsburgh. Dan Potash has more.
We have seen this before. Hall of Famers Paul and Lloyd Wainer teamed up with the Bucks from 1927 to 1940. Eddie and Johnny O'Brien also brought a family affair to the black and gold from 1953 to 1958. And 50 years later, the LaRoche brothers can now say the same.
Just to be on a major league field, and second of all, to be playing next to your brother, you know, how many people have the chance to say either one of those things? It really hasn't even set in yet. I keep, looking over and seeing his locker right next to mine, look across the infield, see my little brother playing third is pretty special.
Adam and Andy LaRoche have literally waited a lifetime for this to happen, a wait that had everything to do with age and not their skill.
He's 4 years younger, Little League. Last time I played with him was in the backyard. My 8th grade was his senior year, so we never really got that chance to be able to play together. And I guess I was just always his bat boy, and then he would just come to the games.
Age was not a factor Thursday when the Pirates turned in their lineup, where Adam batted 4th and Andy was right behind him.
If he hits a home run, I'm gonna have to dip and drive because I'm gonna try and go back to back. So now I was just hoping he'd get a hit and hoping I could have a chance to drive him in. Just to know that he's back there behind me is, you can imagine. It feels like watching my son play out there. With my baby brother behind me.
Speaking of sons, there's a father who once acted as coach for these two, a former major leaguer who has not seen these two on the same team in person yet.
I'm sure he'll be able to come check out a few series when his season gets over down in AA with the Blue Jays. They're already making fun. They're loving it. So they got to throw all their Dodgers jerseys out now and restock on the Pirate stuff.
Todd Wellemeyer, Jason Davis, the LaRoche brothers in the lineup for Pittsburgh tonight. The Cardinals and the Pirates. Pittsburgh looking for a sweep tonight. A look around the major leagues coming up next on FSN Midwest. Baseball on FSN Midwest is brought to you by Bud Light. Endless refreshment from start to finish. Bud Light keeps it coming. By Auto Tire. For the lowest prices in town with 26 locations to serve you. You ought to go to Auto Tire, the tire pros. By Steak and Shake, famous for steak burgers. And by Geico Direct, a 15-minute phone call could save you 15% or more on car insurance. That gentleman right there, that's Derek Johnson, one of the smiling faces that you see when you arrive here at the ballpark, helping out the fans get to their proper spot here at Busch Stadium. That's near the players' parking lot. Derek Johnson, avid golfer, we understand, and also taught himself how to play the guitar. And here every single day here at the ballpark, and our thanks to Derek Johnson. 2 balls and no strikes. Our ball game underway. Niger Morgan, the center fielder, leads it off. Niger is filling in because Nate McLouth is a little bit under the weather. Rico's starter, Todd Wellemeyer. 3 balls, no strikes, his 25th appearance, a record of 10-4 earlier this year. He was the pitcher of the month. That's right down the middle. Watching him warm up, Al, a lot of pitches were up.
Right. It's one of the things you got to concentrate on, those warm-up tosses. And you saw what happened last night's game when Looper has struggled a little bit in the first inning. He walked Morgan, and you know what happened.
Yeah, that was to start the game. Eventually he was erased, but then the Pirates would strike first in the first inning. Ryan Domit will bat third this season against the Cardinals. 11 for 22, 3 RBIs on the season. He's had a really good year. In front of him, a former batting champion, Freddie Sanchez. Adam LaRoche is cleanup. Then we'll see Jason Michaels and Brandon Moss, who they picked up from Boston. Andy LaRoche, Jack Wilson, and Jason Davis. It's 74 degrees, our game time temperature. We are playing on August 20th in St. Louis, and 74 degrees. Hard to believe.
High 80s today, and then the cloud covers start coming in. A small and light drizzle for about the last 2 hours.
Let's see if the Pirates want to do some running tonight. Late scratch from Tony La Russa's starting lineup, Yadier Molina. So Jason LaRue is behind the plate. It's a bruise on the left foot of Yadier Molina, so late scratch, and LaRue gets this start.
Jason's still very capable of shutting down the running game if the pitchers give him a shot.
Since 2000, the Pittsburgh Pirates have really struggled against the Cardinals. Only 42 wins.
You know, we talk about the Cardinals and lack of running speed. The Cardinals have 59 stolen bases. Pirates only 32.
Morgan trying to change that. He had very good numbers at AAA. Bigger lead this time over at first. Time called. Milwaukee has won today behind Manny Parra. So the Cardinals start play in the wild card race 3 games out.
Wellemeyer's been very good in the second half. He's 3-0, ERA at 3.11.
0-2 pitch. LaRue wants it outside, and it's lined over the dugout and into the seats. Wild card race, and this is updated with Milwaukee's win 5-2 over Houston today. The Cardinals 3 games back. The Phillies now just 4.5 games behind Milwaukee and a game and a half behind St. Louis, and then the Marlins 7, and the Dodgers are 7.5.
So Philly has the same amount of losses as the Cardinals, just 3 fewer games.
And the Phillies are winning tonight against Washington. That's already in the bottom of the 5th, and it's 3-0. Nice play made by a fan to our right.
Young kid, probably 8-9 years of age, and makes a great stab.
Sanchez has been dealing with injuries here in this 08 campaign and hitting just .252 with 8 home runs and 46 driven in. Todd Wellemeyer, one of those odd birds, I guess you could say, that doesn't mind speaking on the day that he is scheduled to pitch. He'll meet with reporters. He'll talk to teammates. Some guys love to shut it down. Not Todd Wellemeyer. He's the other way. Let's hit in the seats again. No balls, 2 strikes.
Todd, for whatever reason, has actually had a much better ERA on the road than at home.
The Cardinals, for whatever reason, they have struggled here at home and not on the road.
Especially of late.
Really disappointing last night, game 1 of this series. When you know you have a Pittsburgh team with, at the time, only 56 wins. Then you'll face Atlanta after the off day on Thursday, and there's the split, the home and road games for Todd Wellemeyer. You know, it just seemed flat, as Ian Snell was very good. He struck out 8, but when you don't hit, you look flat. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And we'll do it again. This at bat, 6 pitches already. All have been strikes.
And you got a, as you said, a former batting champion up there just fouling off pitches. Why don't you get him to chase something out of the strike zone?
White Sox win today 15-3 over the Mariners. Ken Griffey Jr. with a home run in that game. Reaches for it. Pujols will spin and throw to second. Out there. Back to first. Not in time. As they get the lead runner. 3-6 on the putout. That brings in Doman. Around the Horn is brought to you by Auto Tire. 4 starts against the Pirates this year. Todd Wellemeyer 2-0 with an ERA under 4. Rick Ankiel again in left. Skip Schumacher in center. Ryan Ludwig in right field. Troy Gloss, Felipe Lopez, Adam Kennedy, and Albert Pujols along the infield, and Molina a late scratch, so LaRue is behind the plate. Doman has had a really good year. 328, 12 home runs, 46 RBIs. 1 out and a runner at first. That pitch is a strike on the outside corner.
Switch hitter, batting .319 left-handed and a robust .361 right-handed.
3 hits last night, a run scored, and an RBI in game 1 of the series. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Niger Morgan breaking up the potential double play here in the first.
It really wasn't hit that hard, and with his good speed allowed him to get on top of Lopez and disrupt his throw, guaranteeing that they cannot complete the double play. What would have happened if they would have had a double play in the first inning last night?
And that's past a diving Kennedy into right field. Sanchez stops at second base. Runners at first and second. Doman continues to kill Cardinals pitching. And here's Adam LaRoche. This must be a thrill for Adam to have a chance to play with Andy LaRoche, who they picked up from the Dodgers.
Hit a couple balls up the middle, so Kennedy playing near the second base bag, so he hits one in the hole now. Can't win.
Now we always talk about arm angles, and that's always a key when you talk about Todd Wellemeyer and dealing with the soreness in his elbow as far as his arm angle and how he delivers it to the plate.
Well, the slider probably does more damage, and it's just the fact of staying on top of the pitch so you get the downward action instead of, you put strain on the elbow if you don't stay on top, and you also that tendency, instead of going down and into a left-hander, just kind of flattens out, stays on an even plane.
Always talk about getting on top of your pitches, and that's one thing that Dave Duncan has talked about with Chris Perez, the Cardinals closer.
Sometimes you know you're not in sync. Your legs are out in front. Your arm is dragging. Not staying on top of the pitch. Try to have that repeatable delivery.
Here's Perez, and now we know officially Isringhausen done for the year. Big question concerning him: is he done for good?
Russ Springer was telling me that that Billy Wagner had the same injury, and even if you have surgery, it only is about a 3-month procedure. So he could come back as early as next spring.
Here's a 1-2 pitch to LaRoche from Wellemeyer. 2-2.
See the grip right there. The fingers extend a little bit apart. Now they kind of close in there, and you see the torque that you put on your elbow, your arm.
It's a good shot right there. Gives you a real good idea. It's John Lawrence with our super slow-mo camera focused in on the elbow of Wellemeyer. Here's a 2-2 pitch with 2 runners on. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. First strikeout for Todd Wellemeyer.
Todd reaching back with that 94-mile-an-hour fastball, and you see that it has a little movement running away from the left-handed hitter.
Jason Michaels, the hitter, batting .239 on the year with 8 home runs, 36 driven in. He was 0 for 2 last night. It was disappointing news to hear about Isringhausen, who had a very good Cardinals career. Some bumps along the way, no doubt, but he tried to pitch through a lot of different things the last couple of years, whether it be the hip or even most recently prior to the elbow, the knee. Remember that knee problem that he had in Kansas City and Detroit?
Yeah, and you wonder, I mean, that very, you don't know when or how long he's been dealing with this elbow, or whether it's one pitch or one outing, but could very well have been favoring that knee. And remember, trying to pitch with that knee injury, you alter your motion a little bit and put a little more stress on that elbow. But he's going to be, his Cardinal contract is up. Doesn't mean his career is over with the Cardinals.
1-1 pitch off the mask of LaRue, as we saw just a couple of years ago. Good example of a guy itching to come back after taking time off. Troy Percival. It can be done.
Sure.
And Tony La Russa is on record as saying he would like to see him come back and pitch, whether it's with the Cardinals or somebody, but he'd like to see him have that procedure and come back.
Well, like I said, anybody who, if you have any inkling or any desire, you owe it to yourself to come back.
A weak swing on that pitch, fooled a bit. Wellemeyer covering the bag at first, and a flip from Pujols. Cardinals coming up in their half of the first. The Pirates strand two, and there's no score. Welcome back to downtown St. Louis and Cardinals baseball here on FSN Midwest. Game 2 of this brief 2-game set. Lineup for Tony La Russa will highlight Albert Pujols this season against the Pirates. Couple of home runs, 8 RBIs, and a .447 average as he is due up third here in this first inning for the Cardinals. The Cardinals will face our Rico starter, Jason Davis. 2 starts this year. Overall, his record at 1-2. Good ERA.
28-year-old, kind of a minor league free agent type guy. They say he has a decent fastball, but he's got a pretty good splitter.
Skip Schumacher leads it off and looks at a ball. Schumacher, Ludwig, and Pujols here in the first as Tony once again moving guys in and out and around this lineup. 1-0 pitch to Skip. 2-0. Schumacher 1 for 2 last night, then replaced as the Cardinals late in the game were facing a lefty. So Joe Mather and Brian Barton come off the bench. 2-1. Rick Ankiel is in the cleanup spot. He's had good numbers from that spot, so he'll hit behind Pujols. Then Gloss, Lopez, LaRue, Wellemeyer, and Kennedy. Slicing to the opposite field for a base hit. Good start for the Cardinals.
7-game hitting streak with Schumacher, and now at least a .350 average against right-handed pitching.
Freddie Sanchez, 31 double plays started the season, most by a National League second baseman. Moss, Morgan, Michaels in the outfield. No Xavier, no Bay. LaRoche, Wilson, Sanchez, LaRoche along the infield. Nomad behind the plate. Around the horn is brought to you by Auto Tire. 141 double plays turned this year by the Pirates, and they've had 29 in their last 18 games.
Well, they've had a lot of base runners, so they give a lot more opportunities. You see a team like the Pirates that are a second division team, when they turn so many double plays, it's because of opportunity.
Here's the 0-1 pitch taken inside. Ludwig last night was batting 5th in this lineup for Tony La Russa as the rain has picked up a little bit here in the first inning. No batting practice for the Cardinals nor the Pirates. That was done indoors and not outside. So there you see the home run rate at bats per home run. Adam Dunn, Ludwig, Burrell, and Howard. So Ryan Ludwig in some pretty exclusive company talking about the home run hitters here in the National League, and he's got 31 on the year.
17th Cardinal to hit 30 home runs in a season.
I believe the 6th to do it in the major leagues this year. Talk about Troy Gloss and Ryan Ludwig. Since May 31st, these two have hit just under 40. But since just May 31st. Of course, Pujols is the one constant in this lineup. He'll bat third. Ludwig, a high fly ball out to center. Nyjer Morgan battling the raindrops and puts it away. Brings in Albert. You see Pujols 1 for 4 last night. But the guys that hit in front of him are going to see pitches to hit. He also dictates what happens with the guys behind him, too. Albert has driven in just 4 runs since his grand slam back on August 6th against the Dodgers. It's fouled back, strike 1.
It's hard to believe, isn't it?
It is. He delivered actually more RBIs last 6 games of July, 11, than he did during his first 17 games of August, 10.
You wonder if that is maybe an explanation why he's been out in front, you know, not waiting back on pitches.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Over anxious, just because he's very much aware of the fact that, you know, he hasn't been driving in runs. And
1 ball, 1 strike, runner at first, another check on Schumacher. Cardinals have 4 players with 20+ home runs, but no one else with 10+. The Pirates, 5 players with 10+, no player with 20+. The other way. Off the end of the bat, will it drop? No. Running catch made by Moss. Playing fairly deep here in the first inning for Albert Pujols. 2 outs. And Moss was picked up from the Boston Red Sox.
Now, over the weekend, Moss sprained his ankle, and a lot of people felt there was no way he'd be playing in this series at all. So, gets tested quickly. And the other thing is a little surprising is, you know, the guy with a bad ankle playing on a field that probably is going to rain all night. It's not hard, but, you know, it's probably going to get sloppier as the night goes along.
Rick Ankiel is a cleanup hitter. Nearly 200 at bats this year. And he's got 10 home runs and hitting .272. Popped up. Third baseman is there in foul territory. Andy LaRoche puts it away. Cardinals strand a runner. Moss, Andy LaRoche, Wilson coming up. This week, Fox Saturday Baseball. Chipper Jones and the Braves head to St. Louis to take on the Cardinals, or the Rays battle the White Sox in a possible playoff preview. Fox Saturday Baseball Game of the Week returns this week, 2:30 Central in high definition, only on Fox. Rain continues to fall here in downtown St. Louis. No score here in the second inning. Here's Brandon Moss. Moss is out of Loganville, Georgia. The cousin of country musician star Alan Jackson. Drafted in 2002 by the Boston Red Sox. And made his debut last season when Eric Hinsky was placed on the bereavement list with Boston. And we saw him earlier this year in interleague play.
Well, he's hitting .295 with a couple home runs in 34 games with Boston.
Not a bad way to break in last year and pick up a World Series ring. Make an appearance, you get that ring. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Had a nice visit with Brad Henderson before the game. There he is, the Cardinals' former trainer and now the head trainer with the Pittsburgh Pirates in his 6th season with Pittsburgh. Really enjoying it. It's hard to believe his son is now 16 years old. It's fouled back.
Remember, he was a pretty good baseball player when we last saw him. And
now
he's
he's a
here
golfer.
in St. Louis. Now he's a golfer.
That's what Brad was telling me. He's a golfer now. Pretty good. Just made the varsity, he said. 2-2 the count. Moss, Andy LaRoche, and Jack Wilson for the Pirates against Todd Wellemeyer. 2-2 pitch. On the outside corner, and he struck him out. Late movement on that pitch. Second strikeout for Wellemeyer.
So then backdoor breaking ball or changeup out there.
The stuff lately has been a lot sharper for Todd Wellemeyer. Hasn't lost since July 6th, 2-0. In his last 4 outings with an ERA that's just over 2.05. Fastball up and in to Andy LaRoche. Nice little feature done by our buddy Dan Potash in our pregame, leading you into our first pitch on the LaRoche brothers. Do you know their dad very well?
Yeah, he's a left-handed reliever. So, you know, Dave LaRoche, he's also a minor league pitching coach.
Toronto, I believe.
Yeah, and I saw him last year in September when he was in Pittsburgh after the minor league season was over.
Out to right, Ludwig there for out number 2. Indulge yourself at the grand opening of the very first Massage Luxe located in Rock Hill. Al will be there. Also, Cardinals All-Star Ryan Ludwig, the right fielder, tonight at 6 tomorrow night, the debut of this St. Louis franchise. For more information, call 961-LUX or visit MassageLuxe.com. It's L-U-X-E.
That's tomorrow night. Ludwig will be there. I'll be there.
There's Jack Wilson. First pitch is popped away and foul.
Starts at 6 o'clock. Go on for several hours. A lot of food, drink. Have a chance to win some Cardinal tickets. A lot of fun to be had. And then you'll know where your next time you want to pamper yourself, where to go. Massage Luxe.
Tuesday's win for the Pirates gave them a 5-3 edge in the series here in St. Louis. Winning record at the Busch Stadium, old Busch Stadium, or this Busch Stadium, since 1999 for the Pirates against the Cardinals. Nothing and 2 the count.
Currently, they've won 7 of the first 13 games of this matchup between these two teams. We'll play 17 combined.
And as we showed you last night, they are going to have a say in this race in the Central, in particular with Milwaukee and the Cardinals. A lot of games left with Chicago, Milwaukee, and St. Louis. 1-2 pitch. LaRue wants it low and away, and it's hit foul out of play.
I just hope that Ian Snell pitches as well as against Milwaukee and the Cubs as he did against the Cardinals last night.
He was very good last night. That slider was impressive, wasn't it?
Well, you know what it was is he had the good velocity. So, you know, throwing 94, 95 miles an hour, guys, they didn't have a lot of time to sit back and wait, and were fooled by that slider, thinking it was a fastball, and trying to catch up to a 95. They were committed.
1-2 the count.
The game plan did not go according to plan.
LaRue sets up on one knee. Again, it's hit foul and out of play just below us to our left. Steady rain here at the ballpark.
Jack Wilson has had problem all season long with a calf injury.
Cubs and Brewers a combined 16-5 against Pittsburgh this year. The Cardinals, though, just 6-7. Popped up behind second base. Adam Kennedy is there. Gloss, Lopez, LaRue coming up. Midway through 2, no score. Fred Bird having some fun by the Build-A-Bear workshop here at the ballpark. Signing autographs, taking pictures. As we move to the Cardinals half of the second, there's no score here in St. Louis at Busch. This date in baseball history brought to you by Schnucks. Little hop from Reggie Sanders. We saw that a bunch. It's 2 home runs, same inning against the Cardinals, August 20th of 2003. Then he would join the Cardinals in 2004, play with the Cardinals in 04 and 05. At 261 year, 271 the next.
He enjoyed that smile and that hop a lot more when he wore the Cardinal uniform.
His career, and it was a nice one, a long one, began in 1991 with Cincinnati. He was with San Diego, Atlanta, Arizona, the Giants, Pittsburgh, Cardinals, and finished up with Kansas City.
It seemed like every time he played, his team was a winner.
The exception of the final 2 with the Royals, a couple of long years. But 17 seasons for Reggie Sanders. Part of the Giants team in 02. Arizona, of course, in 01. Atlanta had that run of postseason play, 2000.
And you said he's doing some FSN work with
Arizona.
With Arizona, right?
Yeah, the Diamondbacks. White Sox have already won 15-3 over Seattle. Minnesota has beaten Oakland 3-1. Swung on and missed by Troy Gloss. Count is 2-2. Gloss, Lopez, and LaRue with the rain falling here at Busch Stadium. Just a steady rain here at the ballpark. Reggie was the kind of guy that kept things light too.
I thought he had a great role in the clubhouse. Seemed like when Jeff Suppan and Reggie came to the ball club, they diffused situations through humor, and get guys to realize, hey, what you're worrying about right now isn't that important, and get them back on track as a cohesive group.
And that pitch is taken outside by Gloss. FSN is your home for Big 12 football, and this week we premiere a new series, Big 12 Classics, that relives some of the memorable games in Big 12 history. Thursday night, the 2003 game between Mizzou and Texas Tech. Brad Smith, the former quarterback, and the Tigers ran wild on the Red Raiders. Big 12 Classics premieres tomorrow at 8 on FSN. Smith would run for nearly 300 yards in that game. Lopez, a base hit into right. Law stops at second base. First and second with nobody out. The pitch that was up to Felipe.
Went up and tomahawked it a little bit. Got up on top of it and just pulls it through the right side. Gloss thought about going there, but chose and wisely chose to stay at second.
First and second for Jason LaRue. Late insertion into the lineup for Tony La Russa. No home runs last night. First time since May 14th against the Pirates that a home game for the Cardinals did not include at least one long ball. Runners advance to second and third. Good opportunity here for the Cardinals.
Scored a wild pitch, and it looked like it was a catchable ball. So he kind of stabbed at it, got underneath the glove.
There's Molina out with a bruised foot. Day off tomorrow. We'll see if he's back in there on Friday night. Atlanta will be in town.
Yachty just had a terrible ninth inning last night, and hard to ever criticize him the way he plays and plays the game the right way. But I'm sure that wore on him, and you saw the picture in the paper with him sitting with a towel over his head in the ninth inning or after the game, sitting in the dugout, and I'm sure he took a lot of responsibility.
2-0 pitch and a fly ball hit to right. Michaels going back to make the catch. Runner will tag up. Cardinals will have a lead. It's 1-0. Both runners tag up as Gloss scores. 1-0 St. Louis. Ball carried a little bit on Jason Michaels.
Hit the ball well. So Lopez realizing how deep it was, and he tags up from second to third. So good to see. Now with one out, you have another man there, not in scoring position, but at third base for another wild pitch or another sacrifice fly. Hit the ball the right side, even though they do have the drawn in infield.
So here's Todd Wellemeyer. First pitch swung on and fouled over the Cardinal dugout.
Cardinals been struggling scoring runs. It is raining a little bit, so that ball could be a little slippery. He decided to put down a squeeze.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Of course, Kennedy has had some success against this pitcher, so that might come into the equation of not squeezing.
Infield is drawn in. Wellemeyer swinging on that pitch. Strike two. Todd on the season, a 140 hitter. No homers, 3 RBIs. So 1 out, runner at third base. Good speed over there at third in Felipe Lopez. 1-2 pitch. 2-2. Adam Kennedy on deck. He's in the 9th position this evening for Tony La Russa in this lineup. Two. Base hit. Wellemeyer past the drawn in infield. Helps himself but slips on the bag on this rainy night. Back to first he goes, and let's hope he's all right. 2-0 Cardinals. So past Adam LaRoche into right, and Wellemeyer then would slip on the bag at first base.
Playing in, and that cost the Pirates. There you see the slip. He's okay. Right before, Oquendo saying, you know, hey, top end, hit down on the ball. And he did.
Yes, he did.
Takes instructions well, doesn't he?
RBI number 4 for Wellemeyer. Kennedy fouls the first pitch.
Cardinals couldn't score last night until the 9th inning, and here tonight it takes your backup catcher and a pitcher to give you the 2-0 lead.
How often will this grounds crew, as long as they keep playing, start changing out the bags, make sure no one's slipping out there like we just saw from Todd Wellemeyer? That's strike 2 on Kennedy.
I think he, you know, wasn't necessarily the bag. I thought it was just more the turf after he rounded it. The good sign is you know, it is raining, but it's kind of a nuisance rain. It's lightened up a little bit. See, both bullpens are not covered. Or are they covered? Yeah, they're both covered.
Strikeout of Kennedy, and Oquendo was trying to appeal to say it hit the dirt. It did on a foul tip, so he's still alive. Remember a couple of years ago, maybe it was even last year, Pujols was playing first base, came in on a play near his own dugout, and then slipped on the rubber on deck circle. So ever since then, we've seen that on deck circle pulled away. Here's the 0-2 pitch. 1-2 on Adam Kennedy. Kennedy has had some odd swings here in this at bat. You wonder if he's picking up the baseball very well. Let's see. Just got a piece again. After every pitch, you see him shake his head.
Or kind of squinting out there, trying to.
Well, heading into tonight, Davis had allowed only 2 earned runs in 13 innings as a starter. The Cardinals have jumped out to a 2-0 lead here in the 2nd inning. Kennedy, a ground ball to first. LaRoche to the bag at second, back to first, and double play. Nice play all around. 3-6-1 on the double play. The Cardinals, though, pick up 2 runs. Davis searching for the bag. He's got it. 2-0. Fred Bird, Rick Ankiel, and Tony La Russa bobbleheads bringing us back. Or was it the bobble belly for Fred Bird? Either way, this is presented in FSN HD high definition.
I think that's a different one than the bobble belly, though, isn't it?
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, because I've never seen that one.
So there you go. You can find that here at the ballpark. Rain continues to fall. Those two ladies were prepared.
Brockabrellas. The last time you saw one of those?
Long time. Dirty uniform and all. Todd Wellemeyer back to work.
Who Brock's getting his royalties. Hey, Todd Wellemeyer's got a 2-0 lead to work with. Protect.
And the pitcher leads it off for the Pirates, Jason Davis, and then we'll see Nyjer Morgan and Freddie Sanchez.
That's his career numbers. 7th season. He's 0 for 5 this year with a couple strikeouts.
I mean, think about this. The Cardinals have struggled here at home, but on the road they are one of only 4 teams to have a winning record away from their home ballpark. Milwaukee, the Phillies, Angels, the others. That's it in the major leagues. There's another strikeout. So first time through this lineup, Todd Wellemeyer strikes out 3. St. Louis Cardinals, a comparison, home and road. You see the runs per game much better. And the ERA is slightly better on the road than it is at home. That's just a little bit surprising.
I think that's the best road record in the National League. It is the highest batting average on the road in the National League. For whatever reason, they play much more spirited baseball on the road.
That is a fair ball off the bag, and Morgan is off to the races. On his way to second base. And in there with a 1-out stand-up double. Nyjer Morgan causing havoc at the top of this lineup. That's his 3rd hit in the series.
Albert, very good former Gold Glove winner, and just
off the
barely
glove, yeah,
misses
not off the
that.
bag.
And just goes off the glove. They scored a double.
As well they should.
And the ball, hit right in front of him, hopped over his glove, and as well as Albert plays, I have no problem with scoring that a double.
Here's Freddie Sanchez. Nightfall upon us here in St. Louis. Rain continues to fall. 1-out runner at second base. Sanchez with a fly ball down the right field line, over to get it. Ludwig on the run. It's not an easy play with this track, as wet as it is.
And I think Morgan just stayed at second because he knows if that ball gets by him, he's going to score either way. Now, he stayed at second and it wasn't even halfway or anything. He was just right there, because with his speed, he felt like if Ludwig didn't catch it, he was going to score standing on the bag, and he probably was right.
Pitch count at 45 for Todd Wellemeyer. 2 outs, runner at third, 2-0 Cardinals. And here's Domet. Can they get this guy out?
Be smart. Because right now they haven't proven they can. 3 for 5 in the series.
Think about some of the catchers in the National League, and this one is hammered out to deep right. Ludwig looks up, and we are tied. Ryan Domet with his 13th home run. He's 2 for 2. It's a 2-run shot, and Domet makes it a 2-2 game.
Two outs. You know this guy, you can see right now Wellemeyer's kicking himself. First pitch, and there's just a breaking ball that, it slid, didn't have, it wasn't inside, it wasn't outside. Started on the outside and catches a lot of the plate and just hits it right in the sweet part of the bat. 2 for 2. He's now 4 for 6 in the series with 3 RBIs. And you can see Wellemeyer still punishing himself, and you got to put that aside and battle back now.
LaRoche struck out swinging back in the first inning with runners at first and second. Pitch a little low. 2 balls, no strikes with 2 outs, nobody on. 2-2 game. 372 feet measured distance of that home run. Nowhere close. 3-0. And he walked him on 4 straight. So the home run and a walk. Not too late to get tickets for the Cardinals all-inclusive areas, and you can pay one price and get a great seat to the game, plus all of your food, beer, and soda in one package. Great seats are still available for August, remainder of the schedule, and September games. For details, as always, visit the Cardinals website at stocardinals.com. Wellemeyer has walked 2. He has struck out 3. And that pitch scoots away from LaRue. LaRoche advances into scoring position for Jason Michaels. What a difference 6 pitches can make, huh?
Well, and you wonder, was he crossed up on this delivery? And I think he was crossed up on that. Not only, Wellemeyer still thinking about the home run. He walked LaRoche, and there he crosses up his his catcher on the first pitch to Michaels. And how quick is this? How quick is this call to the bullpen? You can do that with the luxury of having the off days. But I think they're just seeing that his mind is distracted right now.
Here's a 1-0 pitch. 2 balls and no strikes. 52 pitches tonight already for Todd Wellemeyer.
And he's been in, 6 of the last 7 games. He's got at least 6 innings. So not to say he's not in this game.
Domet with a home run and 3 RBIs in the series. That's nowhere close. Would they go to the bullpen or at least get somebody up this early?
Well, what I'm thinking right now is that call was if he loses this man.
Here's a 3-0 pitch. 3-1. Following 7 straight balls and the home run. Appleby's pitch count at 54.
Adam Wainwright is going to start on Friday. It's good news.
3-2. That's huge news here at the ballpark. Three and 2. Three-2 pitch. Popped up right side. Kennedy near the line and makes the catch. Ryan Domet, a 2-run homer, his 13th of the year. RBIs 47 and 48. 2-2 midway through 3. Baseball tonight on FSN is brought to you by your St. Louis area Kia retailers. Kia, the power to surprise. And by Taco Bell's new Fertista Freeze, available in 2 delicious flavors, topped with real fresh strawberries. Refresh your day. That's how they put that line on the bat. They do that here at the ballpark. Domet with a home run to make it 2-2. Cardinals half of the 3rd, top of the lineup. Schumacher looks at a strike. Mentioned that Milwaukee has won today. Beat Houston 5-2. The 1-1. Slicing again to the opposite way. Schumacher is 2 for 2. 2 base hits. Almost identical spots. That brings in Ludwig with Pujols on deck.
Schumacher well over 350 now, batting against right-handed pitching. And up in his average around 310 overall.
So it brings in Ryan Ludwig. Ludwig flied to center, first time up. A pitch in the dirt. Schumacher stays put at first base. And tonight the Cardinal leadoff man 2 for 2. Here's his first at bat.
Pretty much the same inside out swing. Now a little more inside, almost the same place.
Yeah, almost the same pitch.
Same pitch and same results. Mr. Davis, you got to change tactics.
Up and in to Ludwig. 2 balls, no strikes. Speaking of up and in, Kyle Loge has been suspended and fined by Major League Baseball, suspended 5 games after what took place Sunday in Cincinnati.
How can you get suspended for a strike?
Not hitting somebody.
It was a strike. Remember, hit the bat.
That's right. 2-0 pitch. He will appeal, of course. He is scheduled to pitch Saturday for the Cardinals.
I mean, he was not ejected and fined an undisclosed amount. Not ejected.
2-1 the count. A little bigger lead this time for Skip Schumacher. That misses. 3-1. So here you're in a spot if you're Ludwig. Be very selective with Pujols on deck, a runner at first and nobody out.
Now he's got a decent splitter, but a lot of times when you fall behind the count, that hitter won't chase pitches that probably the bottom will fall out.
3-1 pitch out to left. Moss over to get it. Schumacher around second base. On his way to third. Ludwig with a double. Second and third, nobody out, and in steps Albert.
And that's what I was going to say, that, you know, so he's probably forced to look for a fastball, or he's going to throw a fastball there, and Ludwig was ready for it. Gets a fastball, and he ripped it. That's Ludwig's 29th double. With one more, he will become the third Cardinal with 30 or more doubles. Albert and Gloss are the other two.
And now when they pitch to Albert here, outside of very carefully, first base is open, but nobody out. Pujols, a ground ball hit to short. Wilson looks back the runner at second across the diamond. RBI for Albert Pujols. Number 78. Cardinals back on top. It's 3-2.
It would have been a little bit committing suicide if they would have had the infield drawn in with Albert hitting.
Yes.
So they were conceding the run by playing the infield back.
There's Rick Ankiel. Been a struggle as of late for Ankiel. Just 6 for his last 31. Hitting under 200.
Well, when you miss, you know, a couple weeks of starts, you know, you're going to lose your timing. Was able to pinch hit, but he wasn't doing a lot of that either.
First pitch taken a little low. That's LaRue on the left, Wellemeyer on the right.
Got to work together, so it's good to be able to kid and laugh. But you can see Wellemeyer, you know, once even with the game starts, he didn't take things too serious.
Well, he takes it serious,
well,
but
yeah, I mean, but he's
relaxed.
Relaxed.
Maybe the best way to put it, huh?
Where other guys, you know, basically, you know, a catcher can talk to a pitcher, but other guys don't want to talk to anybody.
And Keel is swing and a miss on a 2-0 pitch. One out runner at second base.
You throw a good fastball up and in above his hands, you're going to get him most of the time. And then he'll become vulnerable to the splitter or something down and away.
It's tapped foul, 2-2. You can see Ankiel have a couple of swings like that, and then all of a sudden one swing of the bat and he launches one.
Well, that's, you know, when he gets a mistake, he usually does something with it.
Wilson trying to keep the runner at second. Ludwig tight, and there you go. He launches this one into right center field. At the wall, and it's gone. Just clear the wall. Rick Ankiel with a 2-run homer. Number 24. 5-2 St. Louis.
Just had enough to sneak over the wall. And I think you're going to see that this ball is, you know, stays up. If that ball stays down, Rick probably comes up empty. But if you make a mistake in the middle of the plate and he gets a chance to swing, he's going to do this a lot of times. Still a very young, inexperienced hitter, but he's made great strides.
5-2 Cardinals. Here's Troy Gloss. The smoke over the right fielder from the fireworks following the home run.
Seeding the rain cloud.
Gloss, a foul tip. And Wellemeyer now given a 3-run lead. The Cardinals jumped out to a 2-0 lead.
Oh, don't go in there and rub it in on Looper. See, they like me better.
He needs some run support. There's Looper. He's pitched very well. Unfortunately, came up on the short end again last night.
Boy, but right now Looper won't be convinced that they even out. Like talking to a hitter after.
Saturday, August 23rd, the Braves are in town. And it's tickets.com. Troy Gloss, a giant baseball card day. All fans ages 15 and under receive an oversized baseball card featuring Cardinals third baseman Troy Gloss. For tickets, head to stlcardinals.com. Ooh, that just missed on the outside corner.
You know, a hitter hit a line drive, it'll be right at somebody, and you go say, oh, don't worry about it. It'll even up. The next one will be a little bleeder that you'll get for an infield hit. They never believe you that they even up.
Here's a 1-2. Bottom dropped out of that pitch and a strikeout. First strikeout of the night for Jason Davis. Sunday, take a journey down memory lane to see legendary heroes like Ruth, Williams, Robinson, and DiMaggio. Rare collection of footage that brings America's pastime to life like never before. Baseball's golden age. The series returns Sunday at 6, only on FSN Midwest. First pitch to Felipe Lopez, a strike. Wellemeyer, when he does interviews now, prefers to have his glove on top of his cap, which is on top of his head. Now it's just the towel.
He missed his calling with the Foreign Legion.
1 ball, 1 strike on Lopez. What happens to Felipe after this year? He's only 28. He's playing well.
I think if he continues like this, I'd be wearing the Cardinal uniform.
That's how he has to look at it. I'm sure one of the ways to look at it is getting a chance to play, maybe a chance to stay here in St. Louis.
It all depends on his tenure.
And Lopez, a ground ball hit to LaRoche. Davis there over at first. And Lopez 1 for 2. Rick Anquillo with the home run just over the wall in right center. Number 24. It's 5-2.
Welcome back. The Cardinals with their 3 runs last half inning, taking a 5-2 lead. Hey, Johnny Londorf Sr. is celebrating his 84th birthday Friday, August 22nd with a birthday party luncheon at his dealership. Johnny Londorf Jr. has bought the building and lot from his dad, so it's a double celebration. After retirement, John Sr. plans on doing what he does best, raising funds for the children's charities. Right now, he's concentrating on the GM Dealers Golf Benefit of Children's Hospital the day after Labor Day, Tuesday, September 12th. So happy birthday to Johnny Sr. and congratulations to Johnny Jr. from your friends at FSN.
All right, happy birthday. Pitch is hit out of play and foul. That's Brandon Moss. And that's on the inside corner for a strike from Todd Wellemeyer. I mentioned that Billy Wagner had a similar issue with his elbow. Right now, Wagner is out, and his agent said he's going to miss the next 3 weeks probably for the Mets. At 27 saves for New York. Year 3 of a 4-year, $43 million contract that Wagner signed to go to play for Omar Minaya. Here's a 1-2 pitch from Wellemeyer. Hammered, base hit into right center. And Moss, wide turnaround first, slipping on that play, or at least sliding towards the baseball, was Ryan Ludwig. So a double to start this 4th inning. Well, you may have heard Doug Albrecht. He is the co-chair of this year's United Way campaign on our pregame show with Jim Hayes. And their goal is to raise about $65.5 million this fall for the United Way. Doug is joined by co-chair Andy Taylor of Enterprise Rent-A-Car, and they're appealing to all of us in what has clearly been a challenging year for the St. Louis business community. But they have come together nonetheless on behalf of United Way. As this pitch is lined out of the right side, out of play, into the seats off the bat of LaRoche. United Way provides services to more than 1 million residents throughout the counties of St. Louis, the area, and Illinois. Cardinals are proud to support Doug, Andy, and the United Way of Greater St. Louis. By the way, you can donate or find out more with what they're doing at unitedway.org to learn how you or your company can make a difference. More than 90 cents of every dollar you give goes directly to St. Louis agencies. Here's the 0-2. Back to Wellemeyer. Fires a seed over to Pujols.
He did the right thing in checking the runner, but he had a little more time and he didn't quite have to handcuff Albert Pujols, expecting a chest high throw. He checks the runner and then he fires one to Albert.
Here's Jack Wilson.
stake to a 2-run lead, and then he gave it right back on the 2-run home run by Doman. So the leadoff double got his attention here, and let's see if he can hold the Pirates at bay. Well, that guy's gone, isn't he?
Jason Bay is gone, and Nady is gone. And rebuilding again for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Well, one of the things that they talked about in giving up the bats and the players, the outfielders in particular, was trying to acquire pitching.
Yeah, it's just, you know, it's been 15 years or so that they just have been on several different rebuilding projects, and it always seems like they keep on you know, having a different group of young pitchers that they're counting on,
or an older one like Matt Morris this year.
Yeah, you know, there was a situation, and now with this new ownership group and new general manager, they've changed the format a little bit, where there was signability was an issue, but the Pirates this year have spent a lot more money, and signability was not the factor. They spent the money to acquire better talent, but because it didn't make sense. They had a chance to get a real top-notch player, and I can't remember what it is. And they didn't go the extra mile to, you know, or didn't draft him because he was going to cost maybe $2 or $3 million. And then they went out a couple weeks later and they acquire Matt Morris and pay him $13 million. And you know, we love Matt Morris, but that was not a good decision for the Pirates.
3-1 pitch to Wilson. 3-2. We saw him at the end of last year, and you know, he had made it pretty much known too that he will help young players, but he's not the kind of guy that's rah rah me and I'm the leader of this team.
Yeah, he wouldn't. You know, in my case, you know, a Bob Gibson, or we've seen guys like Woody Williams and Darryl Kyle here, or Chris Carpenter. You know, Matt is a wonderful pitcher and was a good Cardinal, but you know, he wasn't in that ilk of a leader.
Pitch count at 70 already. One out runner at second base. 3-2 the count on Jack Wilson. Pittsburgh since July 21st on the road. They are 8-6. And Wilson hits it down the right field line. It's slicing and foul out of play. You mentioned the name of Adam Wainwright. That's certainly the big news here at the ballpark today outside of Isringhausen. But Wainwright officially gets the start on Friday with Pinheiro the back end of that game as well.
24 hours ago, he was kind of in limbo, and we thought that was kind of be decided a little bit with, you know, trying to figure out what to do with Carpenter. But I think he was so adamant in saying that he was ready. You know, and he didn't want any part of being a long reliever. And because of the fact that Chris Perez, the non-closer but the ninth inning guy, seemed to be working, so right now your urgency was to put Adam back where he would prefer, and that's in the rotation, and do it as early as Friday.
Tonight it is game number 129 for the Cardinals. Here's a 3-2 pitch from Wellemeyer. Got him to reach. Here's Troy Gloss. Makes the play. May surprise a lot of folks as we close in on the final month of this regular season, but you look at Troy Gloss and the amount of errors that he's committed, not many, and fielding percentage, and he's considered one of the best right now at third base as far as fielding percentage, .984.
Well, he's committed 5 errors on the season, and not only does he have the highest fielding percentage in the National League, it's the highest in major leagues.
That pitch is a strike on Jason Davis, the pitcher. Well, we'll see the bullpen at some point tonight, with Wellemeyer already at 74 pitches, and we're only in the fourth. thing about Roland, you could count on the spectacular play, it seemed like, and maybe the best we've ever seen coming in, barehanding a ball and throwing to first. But we didn't expect, or at least I didn't, to see Gloss play this well defensively.
You're exactly right. And he's had a good all-around season.
Cardinals third baseman of the future, Brett Wallace, promoted within the last couple of days. He's at Springfield. I'm looking forward to seeing him in spring training next year.
I think we all are.
Seeing how he fares against some of the better pitching that the Cardinals have. Oh, 2 pitch by Davis. Or to Davis, I should say, by Wellemeyer. Swung on and missed. LaRue, Wellemeyer, and Kennedy coming up. It's 5-2. Bottom of the 4th rolls in. It's 5-2 St. Louis. 6 hits for the Cardinals tonight, 4 for Pittsburgh. And Jason LaRue will lead it off for the Cardinals.
Philadelphia is 1. They're closing the gap in the wild card race right behind the Cardinals.
Kansas City trailing Cleveland. And they have signed Kip Wells.
I saw that.
Baltimore leads Boston 11-5. That's in the top of the 6th. The Yankees in the bottom of the 9th, leading Toronto 5-1. Angels in the bottom of the 7th, leading Tampa Bay. Playoff preview there. Texas leading Detroit 8-1. LaRue fouls it back.
Jammed up and in.
I think a lot of people are still in shock over watching Detroit and what's happened with them this year. Me being one of them.
Well, this goes to tell you that you play the games between the white lines.
LaRue on a hanger hits it to the wall and left. He's got a sacrifice fly and now a leadoff double. Filling in for Molina, leadoff double, and it brings in Todd Wellemeyer.
They give him a few more at bats. He has competitive, but you see that ball up in the zone, and he hammers it into left field corner after his sac fly was to right.
Mention how the Cardinals are out hitting Pittsburgh tonight, now 7-4. The Cardinals 48-12 when they out hit their opponent. 48-12.
I want to get to the magic 10 hit mark.
Wellemeyer trying to bunt, and it is a foul ball.
As good as the 48-12 is, 60-13 is their record when they have 10 hits or more. That's a better percentage.
How do you feel about the way that Ned Yost has handled CC Sabathia? A lot of people around baseball are talking about it, and apparently Ned again today was defending his use of Sabathia. And for those that don't know, another complete game the other night. They had a 7-run lead, and he was pitching in the 9th.
I think, you know, right now he's trying to do something that most general managers don't really care about, and that's the complete game.
It's bunted in the air again and rolls foul.
But I know what you're saying. You know, Sabathia throwing 130 pitches, you know, it's very rare in today's baseball. That was the norm.
Aflac trivia question. Aflac trying to squeeze it in here. How many 5-hit games did Stan the Man have in 1948?
It's the team record, and I know.
Aflac. 4 times 5-hit game. One of the things that the Brewers have talked about is that in those games he's not really being pushed. You know, he's facing a National League lineup.
Yeah, and you know what we're talking about there is, Tony has mentioned several times, you can have a pitcher throw 80 pitches and just be worn out because they're pressure situations, where other times he throws. See the sack down, gets LaRue over to third base with only 1 out, so helps himself.
Suntrip.com cam brought to you by the Suntrip Automotive Group. With 2 strikes, Wellemeyer gets the bunt down.
All right, see, you got to have soft hands. You get barrel higher, flex your knees, And you see how he just caught the ball. It's almost like if you put a glove, a good way to teach kids how to bunt is, put a glove on the end of the barrel and put it out there towards the sweet spot, and then just try to catch the ball in the glove with, with the bat through the, if you got a strap on the glove, you can do it. And, you just sit there and as if you had the glove out there, and then have very soft hands to where when it hits the glove, just let it push your hands back a little bit like that to deaden it.
Strike 2 on Kennedy, who grounded into a double play, 3-6-1.
When you're playing catch, you don't stab at the ball. You just let it come to the glove.
I know this would drive you nuts, but it is a part of the game. I'd be curious to see what Sabathia's agent has to say about that.
Well, I mean, to be honest, agents shouldn't have anything to say about
Agreed,
things.
but you know where I'm going with this. Yeah. Off the glove of LaRoche. Kennedy to first, and the run does not score as LaRue stays put over at third.
Now it's one of those deals, he stutter steps, you're coming back and forth, and then, once you don't go and you start coming back, you better just sit there and say, I messed up.
Well, he's going to think that LaRoche is going to field this cleanly.
Oh, absolutely. And then, then he thinks the second baseman's got a shot, and he can't hold on to it.
Suntrip.com cam brought to you by the Suntrip Automotive Group.
And watch LaRue, see, he starts to come. Now he sees the second baseman there, but when he couldn't hold on to it, and he did the right thing at that point.
So an error on LaRoche. E3 on the play. Runners at first and third for Skip Schumacher. He's 2 for 2. We showed you the first 2 at bats. On the base hits, they've been pitches that were primarily in the same spot. Yeah. Inner half of the plate.
Coming in on him and everything, and just kind of using his hands, inside out swing, going into left field. See if they pitch him away now.
Outfield really shallow for Skip Schumacher, who's got 8 home runs. You put one in the gap and watch out, they'd be flying around the bases. To me, that's too shallow.
I agree, but they may be thinking that if they get another run, Cardinals get another run, it's pretty much over.
And also, they've just seen him bloop 2 hits.
Sure,
that's part of it as well.
But you and I know that if you make a mistake, he can put a charge in one. Hit a 3-run home run in Cincinnati recently for his last home run, number 8.
Here's a 2-1. Schumacher, a base hit into right. Makes it 6-2. Kennedy on his way to third. In there safely with aggressive base running. And Skip is 3 for 3. Hardy's prime cut. 2 base hits to left and this one to right for Skip Schumacher.
Well, this time it's really down and in, and what chance he had was to drop the bat head and pull the ball. Jeff Andrews, pitching coach, talked to Davis. No activity in their bullpen. They have an off day tomorrow, so a little bit surprising that they're not at least warming somebody up.
Cardinals are 57-5 when scoring 5 runs or more. They lead this ball game 6-2, 1 out, and runners at first and third. John Russell, following the game last night, gave his team a lot of credit as he talked about some of the players that are very close to Doug Mientkiewicz, with Jody Mientkiewicz on their mind as she had emergency heart surgery, and some of the players were in touch with Doug about that. But he said, some of those guys, your mind drifts obviously beyond baseball, but give my team a little credit.
And before the game, though, they knew that Mienkiewicz's wife was fine. The procedure was successful.
There's a fly ball into right. Kennedy will tag up at third. He will score. 7-2 Cardinals. Ludwig picks up the RBI, his 94th. It brings in Pujols. Pujols on the night with an RBI, his 78th.
How about this late in the season? When's the last time Albert was third on the club in RBIs?
Still trying to get to the century mark.
Ludwig with 94. Gloss has 81 and 78 currently, but could change with Pujols.
Just about a month to go.
He'll get there. As long as he's healthy, he'll make it again.
Cardinals with 2 runs in the second, 3 in the third, 2 more in the fourth. Pujols hits it out of play. The 26 home runs this year, 18 for Albert Pujols have been when the bases are empty. And Pujols rifles one past Jack Wilson into left. 3 hits in the inning for the Cardinals. Now up to 9 hits total. Good folks at Suntrip bring us the suntrip.com cam, brought to you by the Suntrip Automotive Group.
Todd earlier where he's really out in front a little bit. This is back where you normally see his, look at his weight on his backside, just, you know, not lunging out there, just kind of waiting back and everything and using his hands. But his lower half is in sync with his arms and upper body.
Our buddy Craig Suntrip was asking me the other day, how many baseballs are used on average in a game? He said, all I see is a brand new baseball. Foul tip, baseball. Foul ball, new baseball.
You know, it used to be, and this can't be today, I used to rub up like 6 dozen. Now, I would say it's probably 12.
And my guess was 40 to 50, maybe 30 to 50 in that range. More than that.
Dozens?
Not dozens,
no,
total.
I said 6 dozens is a little bit more. That's 72.
There you go. So that's what you're saying. You're saying it's that much.
Well, it used to be that much that you'd rub up. And I don't, you know, because you could have Albert in one at bat get 4 or 5 pitches. Because every time the ball touches the dirt, they change it.
Yeah, he asked for it to be thrown out.
Almost every time the ball, you know, after an inning, they throw the ball out.
And that ball scoots away. Runners move up to second and third. You even see it after ground balls, or even when a guy is warming up between innings, puts one in the dirt, they throw it out.
Well, exactly right. So, I mean, there's no telling right now. Sanchez, a right-hander, warming up for the Pirates now.
And Keel is homered tonight. 2-run shot back in the third. His 24th on the year. Now with 65 driven in. Here's a 2-1 pitch. He could make it a big night before we even roll into the 5th. 5-run lead, the biggest lead of the night. Cardinals jumped out to a 2-0 lead. Pirates tied up at 2-2. And now 5 unanswered for St. Louis. 3-1 pitch. Bases loaded with Troy Gloss, and he has a grand slam already this year. Right-hander continues to throw in the bullpen for Pittsburgh. How much longer will they stay with Jason Davis? 78 pitches on the night. Sanchez throwing in the bullpen. 2 outs, bases loaded. Gloss looks at a ball. Troy walked first time, scored. The sac fly by LaRue, and he also struck out back in the third. 0 for 1. (2-0). Turning into a long inning as Gloss is the 8th man to come to the dish. There you see the runners for the Cardinals. The 2-0 pitch. 3-0. Felipe Lopez on deck.
Felipe Lopez is a master at batting with the bases loaded. So a walk could be a possibility, but that would probably knock out Davis.
And he walks in a run. 8-2 Cardinals. RBI number 82 for Troy Gloss. This year, when you can't be home to watch the Cardinals on FSN, check out MLB.tv, and you can go online to watch every out-of-market Cardinals game of the season live. For details, visit STOCardinals.com, where baseball is always on. RBI number 82 for Gloss. Sanchez coming in. And Davis's night is done. 8-2 Cardinals. Romulo Sanchez is our Chevrolet called to the bullpen. 5th appearance and an ERA over 5.06, no record. And he will come in with the bases loaded to face Felipe Lopez of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Sanchez, he comes from a town of Lower State, Venezuela. That's near Moriri River, a branch of the Tocuyo River, about 54 miles southwest of Barranquilla. Just in case you want to know, you know, there are 3 rivers there. He's got his own version of 3 rivers.
2 outs, bases loaded. So what has Lopez, Al, done with the bases loaded? You're singing his praises.
I'm glad you asked, because he's 5 for 10 with a slam and 10 RBIs this year with bags full. And in his career, he's a .394 hitter with 4 grand slams. Is that good enough?
Good enough. Here's the 0-1. On the outside corner, 0-2 with 2 outs, bases loaded.
Sanchez only 24 years of age. 6'5", 258.
Lopez, a check swing. Did he go? No, he didn't. Raining at the start of our ball game. Looks like it stopped.
Felipe has hit better than .340 as a Cardinal. Switch hitter. 1 for 2 tonight. He's 11 for 28 batting left-handed.
In the hole here, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lopez taps it. Sanchez underhands to LaRoche, and the Cardinals are through, but a big inning. They lead it by the score of 8-2. Let's take a look at our Bud Light What's on Tap. Bud Light keeps it coming. And it'll be a Friday night return of Adam Wainwright to the starting rotation for the Cardinals. Friday pregame show at 6 right here on FSN. He'll go against the team that he grew up cheering for, and that's the Atlanta Braves. They'll be in town. Bobby Cox on Friday night. Wainwright, Loge, and Looper set up for that series. Then another off day on Monday. And we will welcome Milwaukee. Now, we mentioned before that Loge was served with a 5-game suspension. He will appeal that, so he'll make that start on Saturday, you would presume.
Yes. And to be honest, he wouldn't be in that dugout if he didn't appeal it already. And he'll get it reduced. And I guess, you know, first thing that comes to mind, you go 5 games, pretty harsh, but I guess as a starter, if you don't give him 5 days, you're not punishing him.
1-2. Why is he being punished in the first place?
Well, I mean, he did what he did, but the players from that point on took care of it. Didn't need, you know, warnings issued.
He did what he did, and this is what he did.
Remember, this is right after he was knocked down. There he's being knocked down there, and so he comes back and he goes, I gave him the same thing. What was even better, though, is it was a strike because it hit the bat.
That's caught it short by Lopez.
He was not thrown out of the game. Both benches were warned. And if you remember after that, Volquez, you know, threw a ball and hit somebody here. You see the line drive, well-timed jump by Lopez.
Suntrip.com cam brought to you by the Suntrip Automotive Group.
But he did what he took care of, and then, you know, the players go, hey, wait a minute, you know, don't want to get in throwing match, don't want to get anybody hurt. So it was just handled between the two pitchers.
These two teams will wind up playing each other again. We'll be in Cincinnati on September 16th, and then they'll close out the season here in St. Louis. High fly ball out to left, and Keel backing up near the track. Round number 2. What's interesting, though, is that Volquez later in the game would hit Felipe Lopez.
Now, and I mean, that's where the umpires, by issuing the warnings, get themselves in trouble. And I think it was unintentional, but it just looks bad after the warnings. And he, to our knowledge, was not suspended or fined like Loesch was.
2 outs, nobody on, and here is Doman. Cardinals can't get this guy out. He's 2 for 2 tonight with a 2-run homer.
My question is why don't you find the umpires that you thought it was so blatant that you need to suspend and fine Loesch? How come the umpires, who did not eject anybody or anything? And
The question for me, Al, is will it carry over to the next time we see him?
I doubt it.
And you say that because?
You never know with Tony and Dusty, but I thought, you know, Loesch handled it, and, you know, there was no further incident. There are a couple rough slides, but we see that all the time between those two clubs.
1-2 the count. 8-2 Cardinals here in the 5th inning with 2 outs.
Well, they got a shift on for Doman now, as Lopez is playing on the first base side of second, the shortstop. There you see, there's Troy Gloss, third baseman. Here's your shortstop. And we'll see if he beats it. So now they're going to pitch him away. Even got the shift in the outfield. Big gap in left center and also down the left field line.
Here's a 2-2 pitch. It's the other way.
It's, you know.
And Keel won't get it. That will go to the wall. And Doman has a double. This guy is on fire, and now he's a triple away from the cycle.
I just said, you know, you got the outfield shifted also, and they're pitching him away. And you're pitching away from your defense. Sticks the bat out, making contact. Risty with the and Keel was playing into left center, so he had no chance.
Here's Adam LaRoche with 2 outs. Struck out and walked. Open stance. First pitch to him. This is low and away. How deep can Wellemeyer go tonight? He's at 90 pitches already. We're only in the 5th.
You know, it's a timing mechanism for LaRoche as he holds that bat up there, but a lot of pitchers would take exception to that.
Ryan Howard does the same.
Well, that's why I say batters today intimidate pitchers. It used to be pitchers used to intimidate hitters.
1-1. Trying to go inside. 2 balls and a strike for Adam LaRoche. Last 2 years in Pittsburgh, it has been slow starts, and then eventually comes on, and by the end of the season, you're seeing pretty good numbers.
It's painful in April and early May.
2-1 pitch. some guys are just historically slow starters.
Sure.
Just the way it is. 2-2. And a swing and a miss. Wellemeyer picks up the strikeout, number 5. Cardinals lead at 8-2. Cardinal Baseball on FSN Midwest is brought to you by Rico. Move your ideas forward with Rico dependability. And by your local St. Louis Chrysler dealers. Downtown St. Louis. It's good to see when we come down the progress that is being done here in St. Louis with Ballpark Village. There's actual work out there.
The grading taking place and leveling that area out, starting to look nice.
It's backhanded by Andy LaRoche to his brother. Nice play.
Yeah, we got a minute. Wish my buddy Todd Robbins successful knee surgery tomorrow. I know he'll be going under the knife, and I know everything's going to turn out right. No excuses, though, on 1 strokes.
Barton will pinch hit for Todd Wellemeyer. So Wellemeyer gives the Cardinals 5 innings tonight. Essentially, you're playing with a short bench, considering that Molina could not start. Now, you assume that he'd be able to play if need be.
Yeah, an emergency, and usually you're not going to use that backup catcher anyway. As you see, Russ Springer will come in and pitch the top of the 6th. And with the off days here, it's Wellemeyer did his job, and you let the bullpen take over and preserve it.
So 1 out, nobody on for Brian Barton. Barton struck out to end the game last night, as Al was willing the comeback to happen.
Well, I was willing it, but I didn't. It was a one-man show. Somebody had already kind of packed it in.
Here's an 0-1 pitch.
I warned Tim Garcia never to do that.
Tim up here in our booth. I know you were never going to give up, Al. We heard about it ad nauseum.
They did have the bases loaded, and potential winning run at the plate, represented by Barton, who, when he entered the game as a pinch hitter, got a base hit, and that was his 2nd appearance.
0-2 the count on Brian Barton. 8-2 St. Louis with 1 out, nobody on. Here it comes. Sanchez in relief of Davis, who lasted 3 2/3.
Timmy, don't pack up everything like that. Come on, 27 outs. You got to stick with us.
1-2 with 1 out. The best shot of us all season long was right there. Here's a 1-2. Just missed.
Dan, I was told from the truck, because I couldn't see it, but they said there's a little bald spot up there. What's going on?
Just look at the game, will you? 2-2 is hit out of play. Hey, by the way, are you going to shave at any point in time? Is it starting to rain?
As the rain. You see, you mentioned shaving, and look what happened to the rain.
What's that have to do with the rain?
Well, it angered me. It angered me that you asked that question.
It's starting to pour. 2-2.
It is an official game.
And a check swing held up by Barton.
But let's just play it through. I'm dry.
Step on in there, Brian.
couldn't believe that they didn't play that Class A game in the Florida State League tonight through Palm Beach.
Oh, and Barton is hit by the pitch on a 3-2 delivery.
It's right underneath the shoulder blade. He's on the disabled list with a fractured bone in his hand, but that came playing defense.
Brown's crew will have to do some work in between innings. No doubt about that, as it's starting to pick up again here at Busch Stadium. Kennedy looks at a ball up and away.
Usually the umpires will get a little warning from the grounds crew if there's a significant shower in the vicinity, and did not see them do that. So maybe this is just going to last a very brief period of time. It looks like it's already lightened up.
We'll get one out there on the first, and the Cardinals and Kennedy alone is hit into 2 double plays tonight. Turn by Wilson. It's 8-2 after 5. 8-2 in favor of St. Louis over Pittsburgh. Top of the 6th rolls in here on FSN Midwest. We started our ball game talking about the recipe for success tonight. Well, a little bit of everything. Got to have pitching. 5 innings from Todd Wellemeyer. The Cardinals offense, they have banged out 9 hits, including a Rick Ankiel 2-run homer. Cardinals have scored 8 runs. And the defense, Felipe Lopez getting a start tonight at short.
Jeff Kellogg is the crew chief, and in between innings the grounds crew did converse with him, and it has lightened up considerably, so I think they made the right decision to continue playing. Russ Springer comes into this ball game, his 54th appearance. 2-0, a good ERA. He's got 12 holds on the year. His last pitch was Saturday at Cincinnati. He allowed just 4 earned runs in his last 45 outings.
First pitch from Russ is a strike. Here's Jason Michaels. He's 0 for 2. He's grounded out and popped out. Michaels, Moss, and LaRoche. 0-1 pitch. There's a base hit up the middle. Leadoff hit against Russ Springer. Best Damn Sports Show period is the greatest nightly sports show on television with host Chris Rose, John Sally, and Carissa Thompson. Best Damn Sports Show period tonight at 11 here on FSN Midwest. Serena Williams, part of the program.
Time being called as Michaels putting on his wrist guard.
Nobody out. Runner at first after the leadoff hit allowed by Russ Springer. Moss is struck out in double. 1 for 2 on the night. Rain continues to fall, but it's lightened up.
Alan Jackson, huh?
Alan Jackson.
That's his uncle? Is that what you said?
Yes, sir.
I'm sure Russ Springer and Franklin are fans of Alan Jackson. But not his nephew. Good jam shot right there.
0-2. Wellemeyer gets through the 5 innings, but at times a little bit of a struggle.
Yeah, and I think, you know, his pitch count was getting up there a little bit. Off day Tuesday, off day tomorrow. 2 more next Tuesday and Thursday, so give this bullpen a little chance.
And swung on and missed. Good pitch by Springer.
A nice talk with Russ today. Is 39 years of age, and there's that deadly slider. Still can get on top of that and get great action. Still throws the ball extremely well. And I asked him about his plans for next season, and he goes, well, I really haven't thought about it. I've been getting a lot of questions, but I'm going to go home, talk to my family, see where everything is. But he said, the way I feel right now, I feel like I can pitch not only next year, but multiple years. And the way he's pitched, there's no doubt about it.
He was telling me the other day he keeps himself in great shape. That's one of the reasons that he's been able to stick in the game as long as he has. Takes pride in that.
Does have some family issues, you know, with his son and everything, and they're back home.
Still throws fairly hard too.
Oh yeah, you know, and he was saying that he really, his velocity has really maybe come down 2 miles an hour from his prime. And it's still, you know, he'll touch 93, 94.
That is lifted into left center field, and the catch made by Schumacher.
Skip got a good jump on that ball, tracked it down, and it's just a nice fly ball out.
Don't forget about our Bush bashes. That's in the Ford Plaza before the Friday Cardinals games. Next one will be this Friday. Live music out there, chance to win some prizes. Cardinal player will be there. Still have some tickets available at 345-9000. The Bush Bash. Visit STLCardinals.com to find out more. 2 outs. And here is Jack Wilson. Every Friday Cardinal home game. Bush Bash in the Ford Plaza. Wilson is 0 for 2. Josh Beckett experiencing a numbness in his right hand. He slept on it wrong the other day. Had numbness in his fingertips. Now it's extended to his hand. The ace of the Boston Red Sox.
People may not realize that, but I remember the first time, you know, I woke up and it's like my arm was dead, and you start picking it up and beating it on your other hand or something, trying to get some feeling back in it.
Ross calls for it. He's got it midway through 6, and the top of the lineup coming up. Good outing from Springer. It's 8-2. Russ Springer talking it over with Jason LaRue after his scoreless inning. 8-2 Cardinals. Top of the lineup for St. Louis.
Jaime Garcia warming up, so probably Springer is through.
Schumacher is 3 for 3. Run scored, RBI tonight. Popped up left side. Jack Wilson over. Calls everybody away and makes the catch. Let's take a look at our Fruit of the Loom feel for the game. It's Russ Springer. He shows a feel for the game, brought to you by Fruit of the Loom. Dave Duncan inside the Cardinal dugout. There's a base hit.
Hardwick, second hit, and he also has a sac fly tonight.
Good piece of hitting the other way by Ludwig. And it brings in Albert Pujols. He's 1 for 3. Here's a 1-0 pitch. Two balls and no strikes, and Albert Pujols. It's fly to left. RBI ground out to short and singled in the 4th. One out base hit by Ludwig. He stands at first. 2-1 pitch to Pujols. Broken bat, hit to third. Out at second, out at first. Third double play turned by Pittsburgh tonight. We played 6 here in St. Louis. It's 8-2. Great seats remain when the Cardinals and the Brewers meet for the final time in 08. Central Division Showdown Tuesday, August 26th and Wednesday, August 27th at Busch Stadium. Get your tickets today at stlcardinals.com. Big Cardinal fan Valerie Coitus is curious about CC Sabathia. She was curious if Sabathia might make a start against the Cardinals next week, but that's not going to be the case. He will actually make a start on Sunday, so we'll miss him.
I thought she was, fan scouting for some major league club or something, seeking where he'd go as a free agent.
Valerie is a big fan of Al's and a big fan of CC Sabathia, and she's going to be here at the ballpark next week, but unfortunately no CC on the mound for her. Well, get your tickets today right now at stlcardinals.com. Here is Luis Rivas. Jaime Garcia into the ball game for the Cardinals here in the top of the 7th. Rivas is hitting .221. Had a grand slam against the Cardinals earlier this year. Troy Gloss is playing in. And that's it, out of play. 2 strikes. So far, you have to like what you see from Jaime Garcia. Very abbreviated stint so far in the big leagues, but so far so good.
Well, that's it, and it's good to see him right after giving up that three-run home run on Sunday. Didn't phase him then, coming right back out here and doing his job.
Charging, makes the play. That is Lopez.
You're not going to be successful every time out, but when you have a bad outing, you've got to have that same mentality or mannerisms and presence on the mound. And Jaime, to me, and I said it before he gave up the home run, the thing I like about him is his mound presence, not afraid out there. He's got good enough stuff. He has better success against the right-handed batters, so good to see. And let's see what he does against Nigel Morgan right now. And with his good breaking ball, that's a bit surprising to me.
Morgan 1 for 2 in the leadoff spot. 2 balls, no strikes. Walked in the first, doubled and scored in the third, and lined out to the shortstop back in the 5th. Cardinals lead at 8-2. 10 hits. That's the magic number for the Cardinals. More times than not, you get to 10 hits. St. Louis is going to win. 4 pitches and a walk. So Morgan on base for the 3rd time. Garcia's first walk, and here's Sanchez.
I think as a starter, he doesn't see a lot of left-handers, and he just knows he's had some trouble getting them out, so he just kind of puts a little too much pressure on him or worries about it too much, and there you see a walk. But he's shown the ability to retire the right-handed batters.
Here's Sanchez. See if Jaime can't get the double play here. A little bit low. 5 straight balls after retiring Luis Rivas. Cardinals will have Ankiel, Gloss, and Lopez coming up. Gloss is even with the bag at 3rd. That pitch is in there for a strike. Garcia, when he was down in the minor leagues, was known for his breaking ball.
Right. Got a good curveball, but his fastball for a lefty is good enough. At 81-90, there's like a change up there.
What do you see, Al, with Garcia? Do you see a guy that could fill a rotation spot next year, or do you think the Cardinals will try to ease him into the major leagues in this role here in the left side of the bullpen?
Well, I think we're going to have to wait and see. You know, we only saw him make the one start, and you know, for the first time you're going to start at the major league level, you kind of got to throw that one away, good or bad. The only thing I question is how deep he'll go into a game as a starter.
Garcia gloves and throws to Albert. 2 outs. And now it's time for the AT&T Your World moment, and Ryan Domit has delivered. He's been delivering in this series, albeit brief, 2 games, but he has been all over the place.
He's 5 for 7 in the series. Here's his first hit of the night, then a 2-run bomb. That accounts for the only scoring, and then he gets a double. So he locks the triple from hitting for the cycle here tonight. And he was 2 for 4 in last night's game.
Domit is a triple away from that cycle, as Al just told you. Single, home run, and a double. Here's a 1-0 pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs here in the 7th inning, and a runner at second base. One pitch.
Problem Jaime has right now is Domit hitting .361 against left-handed pitching.
And a grounder that's hit to short. Time to stretch here at Busch Stadium. Garcia scoreless inning. 8-2 St. Louis. Norm Bean is tonight's merchandise winner. The Hyundai Lawn Drive Inning Sweepstakes. If the Cardinals hit a home run in the 7th, Norm Bean qualifies for the Hyundai Sonata drawing in September. To register, visit a St. Louis area Hyundai dealer. Ricky Ankiel will lead it off. Between innings, trying to get a souvenir. He's got one. Rick Ankiel is homered here tonight. Chicago trailing Cincinnati as they head into the 9th. Tied it up in the 6th to the Reds and took the lead in the 7th. Greg Hansen, the new pitcher, a righty for the Pirates. First pitch to Ankiel, misses up and away. On base twice with that home run and a walk. Also popped out to third. Troy Gloss, pair of walks, he's on deck. Then we'll see Felipe Lopez. Let's take you back to the 2-run shot in the 3rd. This is number 24 off the bat of Rick Ankiel. Just over the wall in right center.
Hansen was acquired from Boston. And this is a guy that I know has caught the attention of the Cardinal coaches. He's got a very good arm. They like him a lot.
Two-one pitch to Ankiel. 2-2. Mets hold on. They beat Atlanta 6-3. Phillies over Washington 4-0.
Don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but
popped up left side. Andy LaRoche.
with the Atlanta coming in town over the weekend, this is a team you really do have to beat up on. They're struggling right now.
Cardinals have another day off, and then the Braves in town on Friday night. Adam Wainwright, 80 pitch count on that night. They'll get the start, the Braves and the Cardinals, Friday night and Sunday afternoon. Both games in high definition. Wainwright again goes on Friday, and the rain has started to fall ever so slightly here at the ballpark.
No delays tonight.
Troy Gloss, Cardinal third baseman with one out. Milwaukee has won today as they beat the Astros 5-2. So the Cardinals with a win stay 2.5 games back in the wild card race. Did you hear the organ there?
Yes, I did. What did I hear, though?
Trying to figure it out myself with the theme. This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Cardinals. May not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated. Ouch. Without the express written consent of the Cardinals.
They're friends, right?
His sore left arm. There's Felipe Lopez, started shortstop tonight. A 1 for 3 on the night. The Pirates have turned 3 double plays but trail by 6 runs. Out to visit is Domit. 37,269 in attendance tonight. And a swing and a miss. One and 2 the count. Next pitch to Felipe Lopez. Ripped, foul. Cardinals have lost 15 of the last 25 games here at Busch Stadium. After winning 23 of the first 37, the Cardinals have 19 home games remaining, 15 road games. On the outside corner, strikeout of Lopez.
Just looked up, but Lopez, I think, has enough time to be a free agent after this year. And backdoor breaking ball, starts outside. The left-hand hitter gives up on it, and then it breaks to the corner.
Talked about here at home, the Cardinals have actually scored just over 4 runs as opposed to over 5 on the road. Down and into Jason LaRue, starting for Molina tonight. Tony would love to see a win with Molina out of the lineup, and then you have the off day tomorrow, and hopefully he's back in the lineup on Friday. Out to deep left, and this ball is gone. It's a home run. Jason LaRue, 4th home run of the season. And with that home run, the Cardinals lead at 10-2.
3 RBI night for Jason LaRue. Multi-hit game. He also had a sacrifice fly, so comes in with the injury to Molina and has a big night offensively. Good to see that for Jason. Good to see the Cardinals score all these runs.
That fan is thinking, I almost had it.
We don't need umpires and instant replay. These guys got good eyesight.
We have a winner, by the way, in the Hyundai Lawn Drive Inning Sweepstakes. Congratulations to Norm Bean. Pretty soon their cell phone's going to start ringing.
Hadn't won the Sonata yet, but he's eligible now.
A broken wrist, a near souvenir, and his phone will be ringing off the hook.
Right now he wants an ice pack. Where's Russ Booty when we want him?
Well, you can also be near the person that almost caught it and be on the phone, and there you go. We're starting to ring. Are you kidding me? I'm on? I'm on right now?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Here's a 3-0 pitch. And Garcia draws a walk with 2 outs.
He's had a little bit of a rough day. 0 for 3. Hit into a couple double plays. He did reach on an error and came around to score.
2 outs. He hits this pitch foul and out of play.
Go ahead, Dan. Pronounce it.
That's a winner. See that?
I see it.
Well,
now.
one word, Al.
just
work with
I
it.
just saw the alphabet, and then as soon as you said it, I said, "Yeah, I do see it now." That's a winner. 08.
A win. Here's a 1-1 pitch. This is Hanson. H-A-N. 10-2 Cardinals here with 2 outs in the 7th.
Light rain and a lot of confetti.
Raining down on some of the fans. The confetti that's released by certain members of this broadcast booth. 2-2. First home run since June 29th. All 3 of his previous home runs came in June. Sometimes it's a good thing. You know, you're thrown into that starting lineup or get that starting assignment late. You don't think about it. You just play.
I think Jason's way beyond those days.
For some people, though, it does apply. Ground ball hit to first. LaRoche will take it himself. LaRue adds to the lead with a 2-run homer. Sends us to the 8th. It's 10-2. Let's take a look at our Cardinals game recap. Ever popular Pedro Guerrero and Felix Jose cards. Top of the 8th, our Jack in the Box game recap, and Todd Wellemeyer in line for the win if the Cardinals can hold on. Swing down on it. Wellemeyer did that, picked up an RBI. McCann Keel put one in the air for a home run. Skip Schumacher, 3 base hits tonight, a run scored, RBI. Jason LaRue goes deep to make it 10-2, and the Cardinals with 12 hits this evening. So as we mentioned, Ricky Ankiel and Jason LaRue, the home run hitters tonight.
Troy Glass is now out of this game as Turris is now playing shortstop, and Felipe Lopez moves over to third.
It's starting to rain again here at the ballpark.
No delays, no delays. Amy Garcia back out there. He retired the 3 right-handed batters and walked the lefty.
2 balls, no strikes on Adam LaRoche. Garcia doesn't waste any time. He gets it and goes.
Reds hold on, and they beat the Cubs 2-1.
Situation, though, where you're concentrating right now on the wild card from a fan's perspective.
Don't tell that to Tony.
Right, from the fans' perspective. Cardinals 2.5 games back in Milwaukee at the start of the day. the start of this game. 3 games out after the Milwaukee win. And the Cardinals 8.5 games out. So a chance to be 7.5 before the night is through. Popped up on the infield. This tourist, the shortstop, wants it, and he has it. Battling the raindrops. Second inning of work for Jaime Garcia.
And good to see him get the first man, and more importantly, a left-handed batter.
Brings in Jason Michaels. 0 for 2. Arroyo gets the win. Cordero the save for Cincinnati. Off and on all night long this rain. If you're just joining us, Cardinals lead it 10-2. 2 balls and no strikes. Two and 1. Good folks from Steak and Shake, who sponsor Cardinals baseball, are with us tonight, taking in the ball game. We're fine sponsors. It skips all the way to Ludwig. Couple of hops. Base hit for Jason Michaels. So again, seats remain. Cardinals Brewers, final time in 08 next week. Showdown in the Central Division. Tuesday, August 26th and Wednesday, August 27th here at Busch. Get your tickets today at stlcardinals.com.
Yeah, showdown for possibly the wild card leadership. You'd like to think the Cardinals will already have the lead in the wild card before that series starts next Tuesday.
There's a 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed by Brandon Moss. He's 1 for 2 with the double back in the 4th. Pirates have an off day tomorrow. There's a broken bat past Pujols and into right. Pitch by pitch brought to you by Chevrolet.
Ruse set up outside. The ball's up and in with a fastball. And another fastball down and in. He kind of gets him over the top. I think that was a changeup. They left it in a very vulnerable area, up and in the middle of the, or in the inside part of the plate. And even if you fool the hitter, his bat comes through, and it's a pretty good part of it will still reach base. So once again, continuing to have some problems with the lefties, but very little problem retiring right-handed batters. Ryan Franklin now starting to throw in the Cardinals bullpen.
Two 2-0.
Tyler Yates looks like he's throwing in the Pirate pin. And he's shaking his head as he's falling behind the count.
Needs a double play. The 2-0 pitch. Three and 1. Tony La Russa on the phone. This might be it for Jaime Garcia. The 3-1 pitch. He walked him. Bases loaded.
Still one pitch and get out of the inning. As sure Marty Mason just told Ryan Franklin to warm up in earnest. And now with LaRue going out there, this may be a stall tactic, and pitching change is imminent. A little frustrating when it's 10-2 and you have to be relieved in the inning.
LaRue staring into the Cardinal dugout.
And here comes Tony.
So pitching change coming up. Couple of singles, then the walk, bases loaded. That's it for Garcia. Cardinals will turn to Ryan Franklin when we come back. Paul Wainer in our Geico quote on the road: I like to be booed, because if they boo you, it's either because you're a sorehead or because you are hurting them. Our Geico quote.
I think in his case, he was hurting them.
So the base is loaded for Jack Wilson.
Ryan Franklin has got 14 saves on the season, 12 holds. Pitching very well of late, as he's allowed just 2 runs in his last 8 outings for an ERA of 1.69.
Pelfrey, a 3-hitter for the Mets today. They've won 8 of their past 9. Game-and-a-half lead in front of the Phillies. Fastball misses up from Franklin. Jack Wilson tonight, 0 for 3.
Steve Pearce is on deck if Jack Wilson doesn't hit into a double play.
Bases loaded, a 1-0 pitch. 2-0. Pitch.
Ryan, I think, was expecting to start the 9th inning, but he had ample time to get ready, and he confirmed to the bullpen that he was ready. A lot of it's a mental state, because you know.
Here's a double play ball. Good job by Franklin. Double play. Sends us to the bottom of the 8th.
Coming up after the game, as always, it's U.S. Cellular Cardinals Live with Pat Paris and Rick Horton. Going to break down Todd Wellemeyer's start tonight. Plus, the man who wasn't even in the original starting lineup pays big dividends. We'll talk about Jason LaRue. That plus another edition of Rick's Rants. After the game, U.S. Cellular Cardinals Live.
Okay, Brent, thanks. And here's Schumacher. He's had a nice night. Top of the lineup, Schumacher, Ludwig, Pujols.
Dan, did Brent have to do that because the cat was afraid of rain?
No, this was Brent's night.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't anything to do with rain.
Good to see Brent.
This was Brent's night, Al. Schumacher, 3 hits, 3 for 4. 2 base hits to the opposite field, a run scored, RBI, and he also pulled a baseball to right. May have been a strike if it was caught. Still, if it's not caught and it is a strike, why is it not called? You see it all the time.
Sometimes the catcher, in this case, he missed it, but sometimes catcher will jump up and block an umpire.
3-0.
And as a pitcher, you know, you can't expect to receive that strike if your catcher caught it awkwardly and take that pitch away from him.
3-0 pitch from Hansen to Schumacher. Cardinals with runs tonight, 2 in the 2nd, 3 in the 3rd, 3 in the 4th, and 2 more in the 7th. A couple of home runs tonight. One from Jason LaRue and the other from Ricky Ankiel. Both were 2-run homers. A 3-1 pitch to the Cardinal leadoff man. Taken a little bit low. Leadoff walk, and so Skip is on for the 4th time. Pujols will move to the on-deck circle as Ludwig has had another productive night, now up to 94 RBIs. doubled and scored in the third and singled in the sixth. You and Ryan tomorrow at Massage Lux.
You gonna come by and visit us?
Well, I'll try. That's all I can
I'm not going to
promise
hold my breath.
I wouldn't either.
You don't know what you'll be missing.
Here's the 0-1 and up and into Ludwig. We'll see the Pirates one more time. This is their final visit to St. Louis. We'll see the Buccos in Pittsburgh. One ball, one strike. Angels hold on against Tampa Bay. They win that game 5-1. Texas beat Detroit 9-1. So two more finals that are in. Yankees over Toronto 5-1. Two and two. And a grounder hit left side. Slowly hit. Ludwig is out by a step. Brings in Albert.
Nice play by the Roaches. Andy coming in at third base and makes the off balance throw and throws it to his big brother and hauls it in.
One out, and here's Pujols. 37,000 plus here tonight. Cardinals trying to hold on. They lead it 10-2. One out, runner at second. We're in the eighth. First to Albert.
I guess we're going to have to add to Chris Perez's reputation that he not only is the ninth inning pitcher in close games, but he's also the ninth inning pitcher in lopsided games.
Needs a little work with the off day again tomorrow. Saw Perez pitch Friday night at Cincinnati as he picked up a save, his fourth. Right-hander getting loose. The Olympic theme in the background with the organ. Here comes an 0-2 pitch to Pujols. RBI tonight is 78th. And the ball gets away. Schumacher advances to third. Wild pitch. One ball to two strikes on Albert Pujols. His career near a 300 hitter with runners in scoring position. Pretty much consistent to any category you want to look at offensively for Albert. Pujols hits it down the left field line. Fair ball. Into the corner it goes. 2 RBIs tonight for Albert as he's on his way to second base. That makes it 11-2 Cardinals.
First double of the year for Albert, and as you said, his second RBI. 79 now. Slider that doesn't really bite, just kind of stays on the inner part of the plate, and just a rocket off his bat. All right, we'll say it's a laser.
Mather will pinch run for Pujols. The Cardinals up by 9 runs. So Pujols up to 79, driven in on the year. And Keel takes a ball up and away. Big gap in right center. And Keel is homered tonight. Little chopper hit towards second base. Wilson ranging to his left to make the play. Mather advances to third. So there's 2 outs.
Back to Albert's ball. Just to prove that that is not a rocket, it is a laser. I like that camera in the corner.
2 outs, runner at third. Here's Cesar Izturis. Pirates will have Hansen and the top of their lineup coming up. Tony Angelis hidden behind that camera all season long.
We appreciate all the work by our excellent Bud Sports crew. Got the rain gear on and the best working crew in the country. There's Kenny.
James is near Tony La Russa. Those two go over strategy.
Only when Tony needs a little help. Big Dog. Where's T West? He up in his remote.
That's in there for a strike, 1 and 2.
Mike. Look at this. T West, where's your ice cream cone? That's water.
John Lawrence on our super slow-mo cam. The 1-2 pitch is pulled to the right side. We head to the 9th. And in center field, it's Tim. There he is. Hello, Tim. Baseball tonight on FSN Midwest is brought to you by Bud Light Lime, the superior drinkability of Bud Light with a splash of 100% natural lime flavor. And by Chevrolet. See for yourself. Shop and compare at STLChevy.com. Top of the 9th, and here is Perez. With Wainwright now in the rotation, Perez, I think you can officially say he's your closer.
Oh, no. He's your 9th inning man.
I'm saying closer. You say 9th inning when the game's on the line.
Oh, I wouldn't want to.
We'll have it covered.
I wouldn't want to put too much pressure on this young man who can handle it all.
You're Steve Pearce. Al, you're being a little bit sarcastic.
I sure am.
At least you admit it. That's good.
Well, I mean, I just think it's kind of humorous that everybody but Tony La Russa and Dave Duncan describe him as a closer.
Here's Ludwig. He'll make the catch. First play to start this 9th inning.
But a few weeks ago, when Chris was still down in the minor leagues, you know, we started talking about Wainwright, and it was necessary for him to go into the closer role. But since Chris Perez has come up and handled the 9th inning as well as he has, and more importantly, this is what he wants. Very unusual for a young pitcher to say that and be able to back it up. But I like what I see from him, and I think now is the time that you reassess it and you put Wainwright where he wants to be, you know, in the rotation again because of Chris's success.
Little floater left side. Easy play for his Izturis, 2 away. Budweiser, great player of the game. Budweiser, the great American lager. We'll give it to the Cardinal leadoff man who's been on base 4 times tonight. Setting the table, Skip Schumacher.
Oh, he didn't score in the first inning, but he got a base hit in the first inning. Then in the 3rd inning comes up, he gets a base hit and acts like a leadoff man and scores. 4th inning, he does one better. He gets a base hit and an RBI and scored. And then later on in the 8th inning, he walked and scored. So he's 3 for 4. with 3 runs scored and an RBI.
Here's an 0-1 pitch. There's the slider to Freddie Sanchez, 0-2.
You know, and I mean, and you and I have talked about this, and you also have an opportunity. I think Chris can handle the role. He's not going to be successful every time out, or it would be odd to think that. But you also have a golden opportunity for nearly 2 months to find out, can he be your closer next year?
Sanchez rolls it to the right side. Mather to Perez, and the Cardinals earn a split in the 2-game series. 11-2 the final tonight. Quick inning for Chris Perez. The U.S. Cellular Cardinals Live coming up. You'll hear from the players, hear from Tony La Russa. That's next on FSN Midwest.
The game is over with a Cardinal blowout of the Buccos. That means Rick and I are standing by with U.S. Cellular Cardinals Live. That's more like it.
Tony La Russa said before the game the Cardinals are going to have to find a way to win at home, and they're going to have to do it by scoring runs early, and that's exactly what they did.
Scored them early and often. We'll talk much more about that coming up. Plus, 2 games, 2 days, and the Cardinals managed to salvage a 2-game split with the Pirates. We'll break it down. Plus, with Izzy on the show for the rest of the season, we'll take a look back at his time in a Cardinal uniform. And we'll take you inside the Cardinal clubhouse for player reaction. Bring you Tony La Russa's post-game conference. Happy birthday, Al Roker. But you don't have to be a weatherman to know that the forecast for U.S. Cellular Cardinals Live is always sunny. It's coming up next on FSN.